Hello, and welcome to Zach's Shopping for Stocks. I'm your host, Maddy Johnson, an editor here at Zach's. Today is April 4th, and I want to talk about something that has been on my mind lately, luxury retailers. And I kind of, in my mind, had them in quotes because there's like a spectrum in luxury retail. Like there's high-end luxury, and then there's like a mid-tier luxury. And this is not just because I want to gleefully throw my money at them. And I do. I really want to buy a lot of things from these luxury retailers. I wish I had all of the money in the world. But it's more so because this particular market is seemingly coming undone, and it has been for a while. So before we go down that rabbit hole, let's map out some of these key luxury players. In the fashion world, many of the brands you recognize are owned by these massive conglomerates. LVMH, or Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy, owns brands like Dior, Celine, Fendi, Marc Jacobs, and of course, Louis Vuitton. There's Kering, which owns Bottega Veneta, Gucci, and Saint Laurent. There's Switzerland-based Richemont. Oh God, I've definitely probably butchered that. I apologize. But that owns Chloe, Alaïa, and a ton of watch brands. And then you have Prada, which also owns Miu Miu. So these companies all trade on various European markets. Aside from these high fashion brands, you have a solid mid-level tier of companies. Coach, Michael Kors, Burberry, Kate Spade, Ralph Lauren, and Tiffany. These companies all trade on the New York Stock Exchange except for Burberry, which trades on the London Stock Exchange. But what all of these brands' high-gloss ads in Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, and other top fashion magazines don't tell you is that they're all struggling, and some more than others. Michael Kors, for instance, had a terrible holiday quarter, and I mean just not very good at all. And though its top and bottom lines weren't awful, its comparable sales results were what killed them. Total comps fell 6.9%, and that wasn't even the worst part. And then you look at Kate Spade, one of Michael Kors' direct rivals, and which actually posted solid holiday season results, and the retailer, known for its whimsical and feminine designs, is actually mulling a takeover deal. So while they made clear that there can be no assurance of a deal, Kors and even Coach have been floated as potential suitors. And then you have a brand like Tiffany, whose icon status wasn't able to save it from a rough holiday quarter. In particular, its flagship store in New York City sits right next to Trump Tower, and it has been blocked in some form or another since President Trump was elected. Tiffany also blamed the slowdown of the hard luxury market, and that includes diamonds. So what is happening here? Is the luxury retail market dying? And if so, what will help revive it? Like its everyday counterparts, luxury retail has been affected by slumping sales, declining mall traffic, a strong dollar that has negatively impacted tourist spending, changing markets in the US and China, and heavy promotions and discounting. But most importantly, consumers just don't covet these once desirable brands as much as they used to. The designs that used to be one of a kind are now in every storefront on every major shopping street in America. They're endlessly copied by fast fashion powerhouses like Zara, H&M, and Forever 21. So our once covetable brands are now instantly overexposed the minute new designs walk down the runway. Our sense of value of luxury goods has also diminished. I mean, every day I get emails from Kate Spade promoting 25% off or some other sale. So now, if I want to purchase a $300 or $400 handbag from the brand, I know to wait for that email to ping into my inbox. Michael Kors used to operate the same way. So now I ask again the same question: what will help revive the luxury retail? Well, ideally, rewriting how American consumers think of these brands. I think there still is a longing for them, especially the high fashion labels you see worn by your favorite blogger or celebrity. So think Chanel and Louis Vuitton and Prada and Celine and Fendi, especially come award season when you see these designs plastered on the red carpet in these beautiful gowns. But if you can get that handbag or even that piece of jewelry or that coat or that dress at half price, why would you pay full? And really, if you think about it, the only handbag that many consumers would even want to pay full price is the Hermes Birkin. And that Birkin bag starts at $10,000 and goes up from there. And it only gets more expensive over time. And then you have, your Coach and your Michael Kors who pulled their products out of department stores last year. And this shows that they're actively trying to repair both their brands and their bottom lines. So these brands must also not forget about, your digital tools, since emerging markets can no longer be relied upon for dependable growth. Digital tools like social media, mobile, a seamless online shopping experience, and even cloud technology could immensely improve sluggish sales. But we also have to remember that brands go through cycles. We see really good designs and really good collections, and then we also see really bad designs and really bad collections, and even top-tier ones like our Louis Vuitton and our Chanel. However, the only people who can destroy a brand is the brand. So, is luxury retail dying? Well, I think that's up for you to decide. I think that's up for me to decide. As someone who I think has always really cherished the market and has cherished the brands, I think it's sad and a little disheartening to see the market change so much, but the signs are pointing to definitely a fast changing market, and a market that has been altered to the point where consumers are shopping it differently, are approaching it differently, and investors should approach this cautiously. So 2017 will be a really tough year for luxury retailers, but I think that it's a strong market, and if they can stick to their guns, they might be able to pull through. So I think that does it for today's episode of Shopping for Stocks. Thanks so much for listening, and remember, if you think I missed anything or you have a topic in mind you think should be covered, please shoot me an email at podcast@zacks.com. You can also check out all of our other exclusive audio content at zacks.com/podcast. And remember to subscribe and leave a rating on iTunes. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time in the Zacks Shopping for Stocks podcast.